On the news tonight, Supreme Court upholds Senate President's appeal, frees him of charges on false assets declaration. In business, federal government sets up panel to review broadband policy. And on the foreign scene, court sentences former Pakistani Prime Minister to 10 years imprisonment. Hello there, and many thanks for joining us on Superscreen's flagship news, broadcasting to you live from Lagos, southwest Nigeria. I am Adenike Owoye Ajiboye. The Supreme Court has upheld the appeal by Senate President Bukola Saraki, discharging him of the remaining 3 charges of false assets declaration. The court upheld the appeal in a lead judgment delivered by Justice Sentos Nweze in Abuja. You will recall that Saraki had filed an appeal at the Apex Court to challenge the ruling of the Court of Appeal, which asked the Code of Conduct Tribunal, CCT, to charge him on 3 of the 18 counts brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. In the main appeal, the Supreme Court vacated the judgment of the Appeal Court, which held that Saraki had questions to answer with regards to charges 4, 5, and 6 in an 18 counts of non-declaration of assets and money laundering before the CCT.
It's the decision of the Apex Court, and we can't just, we must, whether you like it or not, you must abide by it. The judgment is a vindication of our case before the trial courts. As you would recall, we had submitted to the trial courts that no case had been made out that warrants our having to enter a defense. And effectively, what the Supreme Court has affirmed is that that position, which was upheld by the lower courts, is correct.
I just want to say that we are grateful to God. We are grateful to the Supreme Court. This matter is over. Let there be peace in our country.
You will recall that in June 2017, the CCT quashed an 18-count false asset declaration and money laundering leveled against the Senate President Bukola Saraki by the EFCC for lacking in merits. And now the Supreme Court has declined to sack Governor of Enugu State, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, from office. The Court of Appeal, presided by Justice Kayode Ariwola, dismissed the suit, which was lodged by a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in the state, Senator Ayogu Eze, as lacking in merit. This followed allegation that he was illegally nominated by the PDP to contest the April 11, 2015 governorship election. A 5-man panel of justices of the Apex Court resolved all the issues against the appellant, even as it upheld the judgment of the Abuja Division of the Court of Appeal, which earlier affirmed Ugwuanyi's election victory. The court further awarded a 1 million naira cost against the appellant in favor of Ugwuanyi, who was cited as the 4th respondent. Chairman of the Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption, PACAC, Itzesage, has described the members of the breakaway faction of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC, reformed APC, as herdsmen. Speaking to journalists, Sage condemned the RAPC members, saying they have contributed nothing to the development of Nigeria aside claiming assets. He said the RAPC members have no right to use the acronym APC as they are not registered by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) with the name. And away from that, President Muhammadu Buhari has visited Borno State to commemorate the 28th Nigerian Army Day celebration with the troops in the state. President Buhari was welcomed to the state by Governor Kashim Shettima, as well as the Chiefs of Army Staff and Air Staff Lieutenant General Tikro Buratai and Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar. Members of the Borno State Executive Council and other top military officers in the state were also welcomed there. The police command in Enugu State has debunked the rumor making rounds that suspected herdsmen militia were planning to attack agrarian community in the state. The police public relations officer, PPRO for the command, SP Ebere Amaraizu, who disclosed this to journalists in Enugu, said the rumor of planned attack on Eze Inze community in Udi Council area is unfounded. Amaraizu said it is a lie being peddled by idle minds who wanted to cause panic in the minds of residents of the state. The police spokesman also said the state will continue to be peaceful, adding that the police is not resting on its oars to ensure peace. The Assistant Inspector General Police, IGARG, in charge of Zone 5, Rashid Akintunde, has charged officers and men of the police force to adopt latest strategies in combating security challenges confronting Nigeria. AIG Akintunde, who disclosed this while congratulating some newly promoted senior officers in Benin City, urged them to reciprocate the gesture through dedication to work.
Promotion comes at the right time, considering the prevalent security challenges facing our dear country, and urge you to redouble your efforts for the task ahead. 1,145 inspectors were promoted to the rank of aspirants to the North Police throughout the Federation. However, it is interesting to say that out of this number of senior officers promoted by the Police Service Commission, 38 of our officers serving at the zone are considered in the promotion exercise.
Some of the newly promoted senior police officers expressed delight over their new positions.
We want to thank the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Ibrahim Idris, who consider us worthy of this promotion. We thank the AIG and his management team and every other person who contributed to the success of this promotion. We know that the promotion itself is another task, it's an additional responsibility. We believe with this promotion, we will redouble our efforts in crime prevention.
It's a great day, something we have been expecting. Happy. Thank God for this election, this my new promotion.
Worthy of note is that 38 senior police officers were promoted in the zone out of 11,662 promoted across the Federation. The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, says it will consider Wednesday's resolution of the House of Representatives on the review of age limit for employment of applicants by government agencies. The Corps Public Education Officer, BC Kazim, disclosed this rather to journalists in Abuja. You will recall that this followed a motion by Babajimi Benson, APC Lagos State, who decried the upper age limit of 30 years set by most of the agencies currently undertaking recruitment exercise. You're watching Superscreen's flagship news. Coming up in business. Federal government sets up panel to review broadband policy. Details of this and more coming up shortly.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice, at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but Nigeria government are keeping quiet. Housemen are killing people. Why? It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family. You are fighting my village. Let me use if I call it useless, I'm not a mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. Each shop they are 4 million naira, which I don't have the money, so I have to leave. If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it.
The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Well, it's so glad to have you back now in Business World. The federal government has set up a committee to review the nation's broadband policy to come up with a new one that will help realize the yearnings of Nigerians for efficient broadband services. The Minister of Communications, Adebayo Shitu, disclosed this to journalists at a meeting of the Alliance for Affordable Internet in Abuja. Shitu, who is responding to a challenge by the national coordinator of the Alliance for Affordable Internet, Ernest Ndukwe, said broadband has played a critical role in promoting economic growth. He further said the government is determined to create policies and incentives to collaborate with coalitions such as the A4AI to ensure universal access to broadband and thereby contribute to a richer and diversified economy. And our Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, says President Muhammadu Buhari has promised to take the next step on the issues that led to last week, Wednesday's meeting of a Federation Account and Allocation Committee, FAC, ending in a deadlock in Abuja. Adeosun will disclose this, said after the meeting, she had with the Chief of Staff to the President and Governors of Zamfara, Jigawa, and Kebbi State at the Presidential Villa. The minister also said a series of meetings have been held since the deadlocked meeting. Still ahead on the foreign scene, court sentences former Pakistani Prime Minister to 10 years imprisonment. Details of this and more after this time out.